breaking news.
Welcome back to another episode of Lakeshow's Finest Redux. I'm your host, Charles Ryan, KB24 status, or yours truly, the biggest Lakers fan in the world. This is an emergency podcast. You know, the league has been hinting for a few weeks. Danny Green for DeMar DeRozan, throw in Kuzma, throw in a draft pick this year, the 28th pick, throw in another pick the next year. But it looks like we got off Danny Green for Dennis Schröder. Dennis Schröder is probably the best player off the bench in the league. Arguably, I know Montrezl Harrell got the sixth man, and so did Lou Williams was a consideration, but Dennis Schröder averaged 19 points a game last year, and about, I think 4 or 5 assists. A couple years before that, he averaged almost 20 points a game, but that was on the Hawks, I believe. But you know what? He is awesome. This guy, the money was perfect. Danny Green and the pick for Dennis Schröder, it all worked out. $15 million for Danny, $15 million for Dennis. The Thunder are hoarding draft picks. They have about 16 draft picks in the next few years. The Lakers will probably only have 2 or 3 or 4. I'm really excited for this trade. I think the thing about having DeMar DeRozan, it would be nice to have DeMar in when AD and LeBron are resting, but he's a ball stopper, and AD and LeBron are not ball stoppers. I guess you can kind of say AD is a ball stopper when he gets in the post a little bit, but AD does so many other things. DeMar DeRozan's pretty one-dimensional. So I like this a lot. I do think, obviously it seems Rondo's leaving. If we could somehow maintain him, that would be great. But then the question is, how would you juggle Danny Green, Rajon Rondo, and Alex Caruso? How would you divvy up their minutes? One thing that is very important about this is there's rumors, and I take these with a grain of salt, but when I do see it on Bleacher Report and ESPN, I take it a little bit more seriously than just saying it's by some random guy on Twitter. Wesley Matthews, apparently, to fill in that shooting guard role in the starting lineup. I don't know about that, small forward. I think we should start Caruso. We did that in the playoffs. I think we should do it. So the starting lineup would be JaVale or Dwight. Should we bring back Dwight? I think JaVale is opting into his contract. So it would be JaVale, LeBron, AD, Avery Bradley, Caruso. And then you have Schröder coming off the bench. If we maintain Rondo, the minutes would be divvied up a little bit easier because you'll be starting one of those. And Schröder does need the ball, but he can play off ball, man. Schröder can shoot. We can work this out. When you have this is the thing about the NBA. When you have a team that is definitely championship-bound, playoff-bound, they're more likely to work things out easier and to buy into their roles. When you have a team like the Phoenix Suns where they only win 20 games, it's very hard to get players to buy into the situation. And I really appreciate if we could find a way to keep Rondo. The money isn't really there. We have money to offer him, but I think the Clippers will offer him much more. Once we give AD his contract, probably going to have less money. I know AD took a little bit of a pay cut. He waived his trade kicker last year in order to maybe get Kawhi, but I don't see him doing it again. But however, AD is eligible for the veteran Supermax LeBron James 35% of the cap after 10 years. So he needs a couple more years, and then he can do that. So it'd be interesting to see if AD takes a little pay cut for 2 years, and then we guarantee him the $250 million veteran max, super blah, blah, blah. So that'd be really interesting to see. This is just an emergency podcast. I think this is a great trade. The 28th pick. I don't really follow college basketball. I kind of hate college sports. I think it's ridiculous, all the timeouts, all the disruptive play, and how the players don't know the fundamentals. And it's actually hilarious sometimes. So I don't really know what's going on in this draft. I'm not really sure who is good besides the first few players like James Wiseman and LaMelo Ball, and I think there's another dude. Forgot his name. But yeah, the 28th pick, it doesn't seem like the draft is that deep. So the 28th pick is useless. It would be interesting, though, draft night, which I think is Wednesday or Thursday, that we are picking for the Thunder based on that pick. Also, the salary cap was announced, projected. Next year's salary cap, 2021 to 2022, is $112 million with the luxury tax apron set at $136 million. The next year, 2022 to 2023, $116 million salary cap with $140 million tax apron. And 2023-2024, $119 million with $145 million tax apron. That's pretty good. That's showing we're on a high trajectory. There's a lot of fear that with the virus, things would go downhill, which really derail a lot of the allocation of money for players when you have players making big chunks of the cap that wouldn't otherwise be there in a few years should the virus, destroy the NBA and stuff like that, the capability of playing. So, there's a vaccine, 90% approval by Pfizer. That might change everything, and therefore the 2021 to 2022 season will be the real season. First season. If the Lakers win this championship with Dennis Schröder, LeBron, AD, Avery Bradley, Alex Caruso, KCP, we're going to get a three-peat. I can feel it. I really can feel it. Because this season's a shortened season. Once again, it's only 72 games. But the 82-game season after, when LeBron's, I think, 37 or 38, should LeBron pick up his player option, or should we re-sign him in 2 years? I don't see why LeBron wouldn't want to do that. If the Lakers win a championship next year, LeBron will have a shot at his first three-peat. He won back-to-back in Miami. He'll have a shot. And guess what? He'll have 6 rings. He'll be tied with Michael Jordan. Right now, LeBron has 4 rings, right? 2 with the Heat, 1 with the Cavs, 1 with the Lakers. If he has 6 rings, he's a three-peat with the Lakers. That's so ironic. The Kobe three-peats, the Shaq three-peats, the Phil Jackson three-peats. Bring us to another three-peat. That'd be great. So I love this trade. I love it. Got to give Rob Pelinka credit, man. This guy continues to draft well, make great trades. The only stupid trade I think he's made in the last few years was the Zubats trade for Mike Muscala. That was probably the dumbest trade. But you know what? It worked out because we got Dwight and JaVale, more mobile people. It would have been nice to have Zubats in the future, but it's not like it destroyed us. But that was a silly trade at the time. The Clippers were like, yeah, we'll take him, even though the Lakers and Clippers have never completed a trade. But it should be interesting to see Rondo go to the Clippers, most likely. If Anthony Davis will take a pay cut and go and help Rondo come back, that'd be great. Because people need to understand this too. Anthony Davis and Rondo are really good friends. They're both Kentucky guys. Of course, they play together on the Pelicans. But I think Anthony Davis needs Rondo. And Rondo has so much respect for LeBron. It's like, come on, man, come back. But we'll have a hole there at the small forward position, which Caruso can fill kind of. He's 6'5". Well, not really. In the starting lineup, there's no hole, but off the bench, a little bit. KCP, I guess, can shift to small forward, even though he's on like 6'4". But a guy like Wes Matthews would be nice, a three-point specialist. Because that's what we need. We need threes, man. We need threes. And that's the way we're going to win. Another way we can win is we got someone who's like really, really good as well, in terms of point guard as well. Someone like Fred VanVleet who wants to get paid, but he could take a pay cut for us. That's super unrealistic. But we need guards and we need small forwards. We're good at the big position. LeBron, AD, JaVale. I'm thinking Tristan Thompson, veterans minimum, but we'll see about that. So he can be back with his girlfriend, Chloe. Who knows? But yeah, man, this is a huge trade. I'm so proud of Rob once again. I don't think Magic Johnson could have done any of this stuff. he says he's out. He would have been too distracted to do this. So got to give him credit once again. Jeannie Buss putting his trust in Rob Lowe, and Rob Lowe was promoted to vice president of basketball operations. I can see him promoted to president or some higher position, actually. So yeah, emergency podcast. I'm so. This makes you motivated for the season. Like, I'm looking forward to the season now. Like, I was a little bit skeptical because the draft I don't really care about. Now I don't care about it even more, right? Because we don't have a pick. But the only thing I'm looking forward to the draft is seeing where LaMelo Ball goes and whether, like, the Bulls will draft him and the Bulls will try to get Lonzo and have the brothers together or something like that, which would be awesome. But, yeah, so we're going to have holes. Got to fill them. Wesley Matthews, good three-point shooter. Specialist, maybe some other three-point shooters. Just need some small forwards. I'm thinking, I was talking about this when we played the Nuggets, but I was thinking, like, Jeremy Grant would be awesome. Danilo Gallinari would be awesome. I don't think they'll take pay cuts. I think it's more realistic for Danilo Gallinari because he just had a huge contract and the Clippers are getting off his $20 million or so. But Jeremy Grant just proved that he's the third best player in the Nuggets in the playoffs, and that he will get paid. But like I said, for Danilo Gallinari, I can see him taking a pay cut to win because Danilo has never been really in a real winning position. The Knicks, not winning. Clippers, not winning. Thunder, not winning. So yeah. All right, thanks so much for listening. I'm Charles Ryan. I hope, once again, guys, please check out my other videos. I worked really hard on my other videos. That they are trending more in a positive direction, but 80 views isn't going to cut it. I have some videos that I posted that are montages that have 1,000, 2,000, 6,000, 10,000. So I need to get back to that point, and hope you guys love it. I really work a lot for this. That, once again, it's free. But yeah, so go Lakers. Can't wait for the season to start. Unbelievable in just a few weeks. And take care. If you have anything to say, comment. All right, peace. Take care.